And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Tornado Talk. We're here on Monday nights where we talk all things Brevard College athletics, and happy you're able to join us this evening for another edition of Tornado Talk. Before we get into tonight's program, and it's going to be a lot of men's soccer tonight, I do want to thank our sponsors, Arby's, Brevard Orthopedics, BSN Sports, Cooper Construction, eGolf Ford of Brevard, Hampton Inn, Ingalls, Jets Pizza, Pepsi, Triangle Stop, and Young Transportation. On behalf of all of us at Brevard College Athletics, we thank the sponsors and supporters of the Tornadoes. Well, a busy week as always here around Brevard College and in the athletic program as we head to another weekend of action. We're going to get to men's soccer in just a moment and with our guests this evening, but do want to let you know what's going on the calendar. This Friday, the women's basketball team is scheduled to play at Covenant, and then again on Saturday at Covenant, 6 p.m. on Friday, 1 p.m. on Saturday. That's in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. We're really hoping those games go off. The women's basketball team has not yet played a game this season due to COVID protocols, and hopefully they can get going this weekend at Covenant. Men's basketball, after a couple of postponements themselves, are scheduled to play in Demorest, Georgia this Saturday and Sunday at Piedmont, 2 p.m. tip-off on Saturday, as well as a 2 p.m. tip-off on Sunday. And then this Sunday, a most unusual time to be starting the men's soccer season. Brevard College men's soccer team will have its season opener, that's right, versus Southern Wesleyan this Sunday, February 7th, 2 p.m. at Ives Lamel Family Field. And glad to be joined now by the associate head coach of the Brevard College men's soccer team, Juan Mascaro Jr. Coach, thanks for joining the program.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me again.
Well, we're excited to preview this season opener. And certainly, this is without precedent, starting a college soccer season the first week of February. Weather's a little different than when you're used to starting things in August and September. But, obviously everything's been turned upside down in a lot of ways. But I know the Tornadoes have been hard at work preparing for this week and for this moment. Kind of like the whole calendar process for the Tornadoes. Can you kind of give us an overview where you guys have been since school started back in session way back in August?
Well, to be fair, we haven't really traveled all that much, we've just been trying to stay on campus as much as we can, and we've been really fortunate that we've been able to train pretty regularly. So just kind of staying at home and just doing as much as we can with what we have.
And glad to be joined now also by the head coach of the Brevard College men's soccer team, head coach Dana. Coach Dana, thanks for joining the show.
Thanks. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. The show must go on, as they say, and Junior had you covered. But we're just kind of talking about the unusual nature of this calendar, the schedule. Starting a season in February, you guys had a productive fall. Can you talk about a little bit where this team has been and now, where they're heading now that we're on February 1st on the calendar?
To me, we're making lemonades with lemons, and I see it as the longest preseason in the history of college athletics, and we were able to make the most of it. By now with so many new players, we know each other pretty well. I'm still going to count this season. We're going to take it seriously, but it's still preparation for the fall, But at the same time, we got things to accomplish, and everybody feels ready and excited for what's to come.
And Junior, specifically, the team's been back, since the start of the spring semester. This is the beginning of week 3 of practice, and that's a lot of considerable work that you've gotten in, already with 6 more days to come before this season opener. Can you talk about what's been accomplished, during this spring semester so far?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's like Coach said, we've been very fortunate to have an extended preseason, if you will. especially having been able to work with the guys for most of the fall. So in the this spring, really, it's kind of we've let them play a lot, kind of get there. They went home for about 8 weeks. So, just trying to get them to playing with each other a lot, developing those relationships on the field, and just, maybe working on a little bit of fitness, because when they go home, everybody has different access to fitness facilities and things like that. But it's really all about just kind of developing those relationships on the field and getting them going again, and getting as many touches on the ball as possible. And I think these first 2 weeks we've been able to accomplish that. And now that we have the game on Sunday, and now it's all about kind of preparing for what we're going to face at the weekend. So yeah, we've been very fortunate that we've been able to spend a lot of time with them, and that they understand kind of the way we operate and what is expected of them.
And do want to mention as well, it's important for folks to know a spectator policy was announced today for this game this Sunday. And an official announcement is going to come from the USA South Conference, which is going to cover the entirety of the spring semester for all outdoor sports at Brevard College. But for this Sunday's game, Brevard College students, faculty, and staff, as well as essential game personnel, will be permitted at Ives Lamel Family Field. However, no outside spectators will be permitted for the contest, and those attending the match need to wear masks, maintain social distance, the 3 W's and all that. And, just another measure that's being taken place to, continue to keep the Brevard College campus safe and hopefully continue to, compete in athletics. Coach Dan, if you can kind of comment on, just how hard the team has been working to, really stay diligent on this front, and, a lot of incentive to make sure you have a season played, but everybody's got to keep at it and stay together in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is I keep telling them, it's a game of numbers as far as the COVID. We minimize what we can and we control what we can, and for the best to an extent, but we're doing really all we can. We're testing above and beyond what the NCAA asks us to do. We're, as you know, we're in a cohort situation that the teams are separate in terms of housing. We're asking them to do the little things, wear the mask, wash the hands, and avoid the grouping. And, I can ask them to do anything else apart from what they're doing. And it is what it is. We take one day at a time. We do not take anything for granted. And there's going to be little kinks during the way, and we'll deal with them as they come. But so far, so good.
Very good. And do want to let folks know every home match will be broadcast on YouTube, on the Brevard College Tornadoes YouTube channel, very likely the same channel that you're watching this program on tonight. I recommend you just go to Brevard College Tornadoes on YouTube, hit that little bell so you can subscribe to the channel. You'll get the notification when the match goes live, and you can follow along there. So just want to make it clear to folks, that's the policy for this weekend's game, and stay tuned to the official website of Brevard College Tornadoes for more information as it becomes available. Now, the other big news in the offseason was the facility growth here at Brevard College. And, you guys are moved in now to the field house. In fact, I believe Junior is at his office location right now in the new field house. And, the team has a brand new locker room inside the field house, incredibly convenient, state of the art, brand new. Junior, since you're working out of that facility, show it off a little for us. Tell us, what exactly is inside there. Give us all the bells and whistles.
For sure. Well, I put a lot of thought into my space because I'd shared an office with the women's assistant for a long time. So I'm definitely really spoiled and very fortunate that I now have my own space. But just got I got a little fridge, a little microwave, a little tea station. Some pictures, a little bit of decoration, umbrella for the weather, just definitely a really nice space. So yeah, really fortunate to be working out of here. Definitely a game changer, I think, for everybody involved. So definitely very pleased with the new space.
Very good. And Coach L, from the players' perspective, can you tell us, what they're enjoying now in the new field house?
I mean, anymore, everything that we need is in one place. So, let alone the locker room, which is built by order, so to speak. Everything that we needed was custom built, and we have the little things to make it pleasant for them. We have a Roku TV, and the board is there for us to show little things before practice, but also we're side by side with the classroom area that we use for breaking down video, right in front of a training room, an athletic training room that we can use on game day, side by side with the laundry room, the little things that make everything convenient. The access, when they come before practice is from the front of the building, but then they can use the back of the building, especially after practice when they're a little more dirty. So there's no excuse. It's a place where we can focus, we can enjoy each other's company, but at the same time be very functional.
Very good. Just a beautiful space altogether, and certainly the men's soccer program benefiting in a big way from it. Coach Junior, you are also in charge of the reserve program, and Brevard College has a significant reserves program. Serves several purposes here at Brevard College, but certainly those guys work really hard and are ready to get after it as well. Their opener February 11th at Belmont Abbey, home opener set for March 23rd versus Mars Hill. Can you give us a state of the union where the reserves program's at the moment?
Yeah, they've been working really hard. They're kind of in a similar situation as the first team. We've been able to work with them pretty regularly throughout the fall and now in the spring. Our schedule is a little bit more condensed than the first team, so we have a lot of time in between to work and really kind of develop those guys. Most of them are kind of first-year students that need kind of that year to adapt to the speed of the game and adapt to kind of the principles of play that we like to that we like to instill in our teams. So yeah, they're working very hard. We're about to start our session here in about 15 minutes. So yeah, I mean, they're really great, really hard workers, really great group to work with. And they're getting better day by day. So it's really all about development and really, trying to kind of ease their transition from their high school and club level to the college level. And again, we were very fortunate to have been able to put the schedule that we did for them.
Coach Junior mentioned hard work, and the hard work's been going on off the field as well. Do want to mention the men's soccer team named a United Soccer Coaches Team Academic Award winner. That was for last academic year. So a 3.0 or higher in 2019 and 20. And then a big time start to the 2020-21 year as well, a 3.14 team GPA. So high marks in the classroom for the Tornadoes men's soccer team. And also want to mention, and he was on the show last week, Jose Fish Sanchez was selected to the NCAA Division III Student Immersion Program, able to participate in the NCAA convention. A very select group of students from across the country with that opportunity, and Fish was able to earn that nod. So a lot to be proud of off the field as well, and in the classrooms. Coach, I would love to hear you tell us more, sort of how that's a big emphasis of you all with Brevard College men's soccer.
Yeah, we're this week we're about to set up the goals for the season, and I always allow them to come up with the little things that they want to accomplish as a team. But this one is coming from above. Junior and I make sure that that's one of the team goals to be met. And I always tell them it's not about us. I mean, it's a domino effect. When you put together the team GPA, that means each and every player is also above 3.0. Which means it opens the door for them for grad school or for any more, just graduating with a degree is not enough, right? You need to show something extra as far as competing out there in the world, and definitely your grades will show you're a person of excellence. So that's how it is. It's being a person of excellence.
Well, before we let you go, do want to just, touch on the season opener one more time. This Sunday, February 7th, 2 p.m. at Islamel Family Field. The Tornadoes host Southern Wesleyan, which is a school out of South Carolina. certainly going to be a challenge right off the bat for the Tornadoes. Coach L, for folks who might be tuning in to the YouTube channel and perhaps haven't seen this edition of the Tornadoes yet, can you preview a little bit what they can maybe expect from this game?
Yeah, the tricky part about the very first game of the year is nobody has played, so we're going into it without a whole lot of a scout report. Of course, you can look into what a program has done in the previous year, but it's not always an automatic conversion. So it's more about us being prepared to face different possibilities. But I can say that it's a Division II program, a program that plays in a very tough league, the Conference Carolinas. And I would expect a pretty tough opener. In fact, the whole schedule is very, very difficult. We seem to have condensed all the top teams in the league. So it'll be a challenging year.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that because basically, just so folks know, and you can go to bctornadoes.com and check out the schedule. It's been announced. Games every weekend from this point forward, a part of that COVID protocol, system, where the games will happen very consistently every weekend against USA South Conference opponents, all leading up to a USA South Conference division tournament on April the 3rd. But every single weekend throughout February and March, men's soccer action, Coach. As far as that goes, keeping the team prepared, and in that rhythm, have you thought through kind of how that's going to unfold?
Yeah, the nice thing about it is I like that once a week. It gives you a flow for the week. You push them a little more. Like today, we just finished a session. It was a conditioning with the ball kind of session. So you can kind of have a consistency of starting a week strong and then focusing a little more on the tactics and the scout report towards the end of the week. So I'll be honest with you, I wish this is the way a year would be all the time, as far as spreading the season a little longer in 2 semesters and just playing once a week. It would minimize the number of classes missed. But of course, we're doing all of this for a bad reason. Hopefully in the future we keep it for the right reason. But no, I like it. We're enjoying it, and I think people will see a better brand of soccer because of it, because we're going to be better prepared.
Very good. Well, coaches, hang with us just a moment longer. We're going to invite in our student athlete guest before we let you go, and as they make their final preparations before joining us here at Tornado Talk. Once again, folks, this weekend, Sunday, February 7th, BC versus Southern Wesleyan men's soccer, 2 p.m. at Lamel Family Field. As we're joined now by men's soccer student athletes Pedro Compost and Adam Spencer. Before we hand it off to these two, I'd love to hear from each of you, Coach. Coach Junior first. I'll let you talk about your goalkeeper here, Pedro Compost. Tell folks a little bit about this guy.
He's a great character. He's a funny guy. He's always has a smile on his face. He's a really hard worker. I guess that's been kind of my theme for the evening. But he works really hard. He's this afternoon, he put in a really good session, made some really good saves. And we're very lucky to have him on our team.
Very good. And Coach Al, we'll let you introduce the senior, Adam Spencer. Yeah,
coming from the statement about people of excellence, there's one right there. He's our nominee for All Scholar. Starts with the All Region Scholar and then possibly All American Scholar. So somebody that is a leader on the team, a good player, a good person, person of excellence.
Very good. Well, Coach Mascaro, we'll let you get out to practice. I know the reserves team's ready to get going on this chilly evening. Thank you for joining the program. And Coach L, thank you for joining the program as well. We'll see you at Lamel Family Field this Sunday, 2 p.m. for the season opener. Thanks again. Good luck for the rest of the week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, and there they go, the two coaches, and joined now by the two men's soccer student athletes. Senior forward from Mooresville, North Carolina, Mooresville High School, a familiar face to regular viewers here at Tornado Talk, Adam Spencer. Adam, thanks for joining the program.
Thank you for having me.
And also with us, the sophomore goalkeeper from Brazil, Pedro Compost. Pedro, thanks for joining the show again.
Thank you very much for calling me.
Well, fellas, it's finally here. We're it's match week. It's time to play a legitimate college men's soccer game this season for the first time after a fall where you guys, I know, worked hard, had a lot of inter-squad scrimmages, but I can imagine you guys are ready to play an opponent that doesn't have the same name on the jersey in terms of school. Adam, can you kind of tell us, what it means for you and the guys to, finally get to this point?
Oh, it's an incredible feeling to be able to feel like we're about to play. And last semester, everybody knew it. Like this was a possibility that we might not be able to play. And just to be able to play ourselves last semester, it was really nice. And we were able to develop a team chemistry that a lot of teams in our conference weren't able to get. And I think we carried that over into this semester. A lot of the players, I wasn't expecting everybody to show up fit, and not everybody did, but a good portion of our team are fit. And we're looking really good. We carried over our form from the last game of the first semester, not to 100%, but we're already in stride to being the best team we've ever been, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to this game this Sunday. Hope for a good turnout. It's going to be a good one.
And Pedro, similar feelings? Are you excited that the moment has finally come that you all get to play a game of, that means something in the standings?
Oh yeah, of course. It was really good to play against each other during fall, but it's not the same feeling. It's not the same vibe. You don't have everyone next to you. This time we have everyone together, everyone fighting against our opponent and fighting next to each other, which is what we like the most, playing together.
And Pedro, let's stick with you a little further. Goalkeeper in your second year here with the Tornadoes, and your role is constantly getting expanded. In terms of becoming a leader and so forth. Can you talk about how you have grown since your arrival here at Brevard College as a player on the field and as a goalkeeper?
I think I had the chance to grow up a lot, learn from the coaches, learn from the seniors, the juniors, even the sophomores. And every time I try to look forward to guys like Adam, guys like JP Fish, guys like guys above me, and learn how they did with me, what they did to me, and try to do the same with the guys that are coming now and on the future. Just help them as much as I can.
And even alums like Mateos Masukawa is chiming in now on the Facebook live chat. Best of luck this season, guys. Always great to hear from Mateos. He's all over those record books at Brevard College as well. And best of luck with your endeavors moving forward, Mateos. Adam, you're a senior now. This is it. Your swan song, your final semester here at Brevard College. I'm sure we'll have you on before it's all said and done again. But if you can kind of reflect, just what that means to you, to be coming down the home stretch, but also, hey, every moment probably is so meaningful to you at this point.
It definitely means a lot, and I'm more than grateful that we're going to actually be able to have a season. Man, I was really disappointed, to be honest, because I wanted to leave the school having beaten every team in the USA South Conference. And there's a few schools on the East that we didn't get a chance at, specifically NC Wesleyan. But I just got to be grateful that we're actually going to play, and we still get another shot at beating Covenant. That's another team that we haven't beat yet in my time at Brevard. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
What a goal that is, too, Adam. Maybe you could just hand that off to guys like Pedro when you're graduated and you walk across the stage there and say, hey, guys, finish this for me.
Oh, for sure.
Sounds great. Well, fellas, it's going to be exciting to see you guys in action. And here's another note here from the Facebook live chat. Laura Hayes Hall, let's go BC. Good luck this weekend, guys. Always great to hear from NATO Nation. Well, do want the audience to get to know you guys personally a little more. Adam out of Mooresville, North Carolina, so not all that far from here at Brevard College, but tell us a little bit about how you found Brevard and, your journey as a student athlete once you arrived here. And as a senior, what have you been majoring in? What's the degree that's coming, and what do you have planned beyond graduation?
It's a pretty funny story how I actually found Brevard, and it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for one of my best friends from high school, Brandon Hill. He convinced me to play soccer in my sophomore year at high school. I started playing at 15 after watching the 2014 World Cup, and I was just like obsessed with it afterwards. I'd be out in my backyard every day for 3 hours on end. And then eventually I worked up the courage my senior year of high school to try out for the high school team. And I made the team, and then I ended up getting offensive MVP for scoring the most goals in a season. And that led me to start to spark a dream in my head. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to keep doing this. And I thought maybe I could do it. And so I ended up going to an ID camp in Lake Norman at Mazeppa Park. And that's where the assistant coach at the time, Coach Andrew, found me. And I got a few emails from some schools, but the only school to call me was Brevard, and it was Coach Andrew. And I picked up the phone and I set up a meeting to meet him. I went and toured the campus, and it was just like, yeah, this is my place. I love small towns. It's an amazing feeling to be able to have spent the last 4 years here. And yes, I'm a business major. I'm hopeful to be getting some new opportunities here after college. I got some stuff in the works. I'm not just going to be a bum, not going to be going to grad school right off the rip. I'm planning on taking a gap year, but I'm looking forward to graduating, but man, I love this place. It's going to be hard to leave it.
Yeah, we're going to miss you as well. Good luck. Missing Pedro. It looks like, that the Pedro Compost fan club has arrived here. So Pedro, you've come a little further than Adam did. Adam, a North Carolina native. You're from Brazil. There's several players from Brazil, and actually one of the more international rosters in all of college men's soccer here at Brevard College. But Pedro, tell us about how you found Brevard and your journey here.
I was in high school in California. I was there since August from 2018. I was looking for a college, and a guy that actually played here, Brazilian, named Renato Barbosa, he was helping me to find college. And one day he texted me and said, well, there's this interesting place in North Carolina. I think you'll like it. I'm setting up a meeting with the coach. And then the same afternoon, Coach Hout called me. And from that point on, it's just history. It's just where I am now. And it was pretty nice to get here, and pretty nice my first contact with everyone.
And Pedro, have you zeroed in terms of your academics? Do you have a major, and what are your goals there?
My major is exercise science. I really love soccer. I plan on staying with it in the future. And it's a little bit far. I'm still a sophomore, still trying to look ahead for the games and the classes and all the fun that I can have on and off campus. I'll leave this a little bit more for the future, but I'll stick with the soccer, which is the sport that I love.
Adam, you hear the word culture thrown around a lot in sports. Everybody claims they've got a great team culture and all these things, but I truly feel it with a lot of, in fact, all the teams at Brevard College, but I see it in you guys, as I see you around campus and, see how hard you work on and off the field. As someone who lives and breathes it, can you communicate what the team culture for Brevard College men's soccer is all about?
Yeah, our Brevard team culture has been the best it's ever been, in my opinion. And I think that's partly due to us being able to actually live in cohorts due to COVID. We all share the same units. Not me, because I'm an RA in a different building, but I always visit my teammates and we're all living together, and that's just brought us closer together. And yeah, we got this new locker room. Morale is really high on the team, to be honest, and we're really gelling on the field. So it's looking like it's going to be good.
And that's the perfect segue, Pedro, because I want to hear from you about this locker room and this field house, and just how good it feels to have a place like that as the home of Brevard College men's soccer. Tell us all about it.
Oh, it's always good to get new stuff, to get new clothes, new locker rooms, new facilities, everything. Now with these stands, it's better for the fans and even more exciting for us to look to the sides and see a bunch of people sitting there cheering for us. And really glad that all the staff, all the coaches, and Brevard College in general could give us this new locker room and this new facility, which is amazing.
Very good. Well, before we let you go, I always want to give you the opportunity to give a shout out or a thank you to anyone who may be watching or anyone who has helped you along the way. Adam, we'll give you the honors first. Any shout outs for us?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my mom, my dad, my brother Ronnie, my Mimi. I'd like to shout out Brandon Hill and Tommy Turner back home in Mooresville. And I'd like to shout out my girlfriend, Alyssa.
Well done. Pedro, shout outs for us?
Say hi and thank you. And I miss y'all back home, my family, my siblings. Hope they're doing great. And just say thank you for everyone that sent me messages before I came in, all the teammates and all my friends here in Brevard.
Pedro, before I let you go, the great thing about this platform being on YouTube and Facebook Live, people can tune in from all over the world. That includes your home country of Brazil. Is there anything you'd like to say in Portuguese to, your friends and family back home?
Saudades, muitas. Infelizmente não pude estar aí no Natal, mas talvez em maio aí eu vou voltar para casa e com sorte eu volto para casa com o anel.
Very good. Well done, gentlemen. We can't wait to see you on the pitch this Sunday at Ives LaMelle Family Field. The season opener. It's finally here for men's soccer versus Southern Wesleyan on Sunday. Good luck the rest of this week. Stay safe. And let's get this thing in on Sunday and get the season started versus Southern Wesleyan at Ives LaMelle Family Field. Want to let you know about the other events happening this weekend. Women's basketball looking to get back in action at Covenant. That game is scheduled for Friday. Also a game on Saturday in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Men's basketball looking to get back on the court as well at Piedmont. Saturday and Sunday tip-off each of those days at 2 o'clock. And this Sunday, February 7th, BC versus Southern Wesleyan men's soccer, 2 o'clock at Ives LaMelle Family Field. Do want to remind you of the spectator policy for that game as a safety measure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Only Brevard College students, faculty, and staff, as well as essential game personnel, will be allowed at the facility for the game. So no outside spectators. Appreciate your understanding with that policy during these highly unusual times. However, the game will be broadcast live free of charge on the Brevard College Tornadoes YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to that channel. It'll give you the notification when the broadcast goes live, and you'll be able to follow along there. And be sure to follow the Tornadoes on social media, Instagram and Twitter at BC Tornadoes, and Facebook and YouTube, Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Thank you, the audience, for joining us for another edition of Tornado Talk, and thanks all of our guests from the BC men's soccer program. Good luck this weekend to the Tornadoes, and thank you. We'll see you next Monday for another edition of Tornado Talk. Go Tornadoes!